where to meet high-value men. I get this question so much from my clients, from women that I meet at cocktails, at conferences. I literally hear it so much. Where can I find high-value men? How do I meet high-value men? Where are they? Right? So that's why I created this video for you today, because I don't want you to be in the dark. They are out there. The high-value men are out there. And I would like for you to listen up until the end of this video, because there are going to be some things that I'm going to talk about that might surprise you. So please come in with an open mind and welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kimberly Anderson, and I help high-achieving women who are single, who are looking to attract love into their life. I help them reconnect with their feminine power and to attract the man that they desire. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. For those of you who are back, I'm so thrilled to see you again. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. And I love your likes. If you like the video, it helps me know if you've enjoyed it. And I love comments even more, because I love to hear what those of you who are watching this video, what's working for you, what's not working for you, what do you think? Please leave me a comment. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want to say is that you won't meet anyone if you stay at home. Now, I know don't state the obvious, Kimberly. This is so obvious. Of course, I know that. You know that, but I cannot tell you how many women that I've talked to have said, oh, I just stay at home. Netflix is better company, but I never meet any high-value men. There are no men out there for me, right? So you will not meet anybody by staying at home. That's the first thing. You will not meet your high-value man by going to the same places that you've been going to over and over and over again for the past weeks, months, years, because clearly that hasn't worked up until now. So that's another point. The next thing is, you will not meet your high-value man by staying around the same people, the same circle of friends, the same social circle, the same work circle. If you haven't met your man in these environments up until now, you might not meet him there. So what are we going to do? We are going to level up your social life. We're going to level up your dating life. And we're going to start by doing a few simple things. So, for example, we're going to have you start going to, or I encourage you to start going to places that you normally don't go to. So, for example, you normally go to your Pilates class, right? Because that's what you do. You go to your Pilates class. And I'm not saying that you don't go to your Pilates class anymore, but what I'm suggesting is that you add something new, such as, I am now going to go to work out in the men's weight room once a week in the morning when men are working out before work. Okay? I don't know if you've seen a weight room recently or been to one even. I know when I first started working out, and I go to the weight room regularly, I was clueless. I knew absolutely nothing. And it's thanks to a trainer where I learned everything. But there are lots of men in the weight room. And if you are in a more high-end club, you will meet high-value men in that weight room. So add lifting weights to your exercise regime if you have one. If you don't have one, you can totally start. I certainly did it. And there are definite ways to do that. That's not the point of this video, but you definitely can step up your exercise routine and your dating life by going to the weight room. All right, next thing. If you are a member of a professional women's network, because a lot of high-achieving women are in professional women's networks, and I absolutely love them. I'm a member of myself to several networks, but that's not necessarily where you're going to meet that high-value man, right? So what are you going to do instead? You are going to consider taking golf lessons and meeting high-value men in that environment. If you say, well, I don't golf, Kimberly. I have no idea how to golf. What am I going to do if I go to a golf course? They have lessons. They have club restaurants. They have bars. They have other members that you can meet and exchange with. So consider joining a golf club taking golf lessons or going to golf because there are high value men at golf clubs. Next thing, if you're a lawyer, let's say, okay, many lawyers are in lawyers networks. So some of my clients say, well, I'm in this great lawyers network, but I don't meet any high value men there. And my answer to that is, well, first of all, there probably are high value men, but they're not always able to pick up on that. But more importantly, they can join other types of networks, such as a business network or a tech network. And before I move on to my next point, I would like to encourage all of you watching, if you haven't yet, to get my free ebook on feminine energy, because it's an introduction. If you're not familiar with feminine energy, it's a fabulous introduction into the benefits of feminine energy for your health and for your dating and love life. Will last forever. This is not something that will just go away. And if you're already into feminine energy, I speak from experience, you can never be reminded enough about some of the basic things that you can do to help yourself. So I encourage you to get my free ebook. It's in the description of this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And let us move on to the next topic, and that is conferences and cocktails. You can meet high value men at conferences and cocktails literally all the time, everywhere, if you go to the right ones. Okay, so let's talk about some of those cocktails and conferences where you can meet men. And let's start by saying what you're going to do a little bit less of. And this is a classic trap that a lot of women fall into. And they go out with the girls. They have girls' night, cocktails, and they think that because they're going out with other girls that they're going to meet men. Well, usually it doesn't happen because, first of all, men are often, despite what you think, intimidated to walk up to a group of women and start a conversation, especially if the man is on his own. Also, the women are often, including myself, I do it when I go out with my girlfriends. We're engrossed in conversation and we're not really paying attention to what's going on around us or picking up on opportunities. So I encourage you to do less of the ladies' cocktails and do more of conferences and cocktails where you will meet high value men. And one of the places that you can meet high value men, and they are literally all over the place, are AI conferences, tech conferences, okay? And finance conferences. So let's start with AI and tech. Of course, AI is huge and booming. And again, most tech-oriented topics are majority men. It's just the way it goes. There's more and more women, thankfully, but it really is just majority men. So you will meet high-value men at these conferences or cocktails that are held. Depends on where you are in the world, but if you cannot find them local to where you live, you can find them online. And you can be a part of the network of people on that conference online or the cocktail. But of course, in person is better. All right. Finance. Finance, once again, is a sector that is male dominated. So if you go to conferences, finance conferences on equity, on venture capital, on investing, angel investors, the list goes on. All of those have men there, have high quality men. Okay, next, sports. So sports is an obvious one, but many women just don't venture into sports events. But there's so many great sports events that you can attend. There's so many great sports events where there are high value single men. So let me give you a couple. We already talked a little bit about golf. But there's sailing. There's tons of sailing events. Depends on where you live. But if you have lakes around or bodies of water, oceans, seas, depending on what part of the world you're in, sailing is a big one. Polo. There are polo matches in many, many places across the world. A lot of women don't even think to go there. There are women and male spectators, but it's a great place to meet high value men. Piloting airplanes. Yes, there are piloting clubs. There are places that you can go to where they have shows, airplanes. And that leads me on to, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so piloting, also biking. Biking is a huge trend right now, and there's majority men on the bikes. When they go in big packs. They go by literally packs of men. To say, where are the high value men? Where are they? They're literally everywhere. All right. Next thing is oenology. It's just wine tasting, right? Wine tasting, champagne tasting. All of these events are majority men, and they're usually high value men because let's just say men of a certain caliber enjoy fine wines, and you will find them tasting wine at wine tasting events. Okay, next, watches. Men of high caliber, high value, they love watches. They love beautiful Swiss watches or whatever type of watch that's a nice watch. There are conferences, there are cocktails, there are events around watches. Next, and the final point on this one is race cars. Now, you might say, race cars, what am I going to do with race cars? Okay, so there are car clubs, there are car shows, there are antique car shows, there are, near where I live, outside of Paris, there's a luxury car conference next to a beautiful castle, absolutely gorgeous. So depending on what part of the world you are in, there has to be something around cars happening. And if there isn't, again, that is the beauty of the internet, is that there are online groups and events. And again, majority men. If you are part of a Porsche club, and I'm not saying you have to go for men that only are into Porsches or into, high-end cars to be a high-value man. But what I'm saying is that there are places around automobiles where high-value men spend their time, spend their money. Okay? And you, as a woman, will be a minority woman in that environment. So go there. Next, airport lounges. Airport lounges is a great place to go to meet men. They're in train stations, in every airport that you can go to. And also, I want to touch on dating apps because a lot of viewers might be saying, oh, she said dating apps. I never meet anybody on dating apps. I must disagree, ladies. It's a matter of how you're using the dating apps. And that's a whole nother topic. But I have met a billionaire on a dating app. I have met many millionaires on dating apps. I have met lawyers. I've met doctors. I've met all high-end professions of all sorts, engineers, literally on dating apps. So when you say, where can I meet high-value men? They're literally in so many different environments. And what I want to say here is it's not only a matter of where you meet high-end or high-value men. It's a matter of when you meet them or when you're in an environment and you meet them, what happens then? How do you show up? How do you display your energy in that environment? Are you closed off? Are you head down? Are you waiting for him to come over to you? What signals are you sending out? How are you showing up? Do they come to talk to you? Okay. Are heads turning when you walk into a room? Because this is part of what I teach. And I teach it based on my own experience and my clients' success. So if you're interested in understanding how you can not only where to meet men, but once you're in that environment, which is literally in so many places, then how do you convert that situation into meeting the man that you would like to talk to, would like to have a relationship with, maybe spend the rest of your life with? I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I'd like to invite you to watch my video, 9 Feminine Body Language Secrets that will help you step up your body language. And I would like to thank you for coming here again. Please come back soon, and sending you lots of love.